after Krishna departed from this world? And the answer to that question was Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We saw the last verse of the third chapter. It is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam where Dharma took the shelter. Then Shaunaka Rishi congratulates him, thanks him, and asks that, can you tell me more about this discussion? Where this happened? How did it happen? Why this discussion took place? How did Parikshit Maharaj met Sukdev Goswami? And he asked a lot of questions. So in response to that, Sutta Goswami starts that one day, after following the morning routine, Vyasadeva, he observed the people were not following their Vedic, the rituals. People lack the quality of goodness, and the Kali Yuga was progressing. So for the welfare of everyone, Vyasadeva, the whole knowledge, Vedic knowledge, Vidya means knowledge. So the whole Vedic knowledge, the Vedas, it was one before he divided into four. All the four Vedas divided into different disciples, different teachers. He distributed, and then he compiled Puranas, he compiled Mahabharatas, and he was still dissatisfied because he was thinking about the welfare of everyone. He was still dissatisfied. What is lacking? Why there is a despondency in the heart? Why I'm not satisfied in the heart, even though I'm doing so many things? And at that time, while he was contemplating, Nārada Muni enters the hermitage, his ashram. Vyasadev's ashram, Nārada Muni enters while he was thinking, and that's how the fourth chapter ended. Then we begin the fifth chapter, where the discussion starts from um, Vyasadev and Nārada Muni. So the title of the fifth chapter was Nārada Muni's appearance, and the title of the sixth chapter is Narada's instructions on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So what conversation happened between Vyasadeva and Nārada Muni? Couple of recap points from you from yesterday's session.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we saw that Nārada Muni appreciated, glorified Vyasadeva before correcting him. So from that, we learned the lesson of 3 A's: appreciation, acceptance, and acknowledgement.
Amazing, yes. So Nārada Muni appreciated Vyasadeva's work before. Today we will see that how he corrects him what was lacking. Thank you so much, Radhika Mataji. One more point from yesterday.
When one is dissatisfied or not content with the life, they should approach the devotees for guidance and instructions.
Very good. Excellent. Everyone is dissatisfied in this world. Everyone needs some guidance, and they should go to the spiritual person to get the guidance. Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's begin with prayers, and then we will start from verse number 8 today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so we have done up to verse number 6 and 7, where Vyasadeva is asking Nārada Muni, please guide me, please tell me, please find out the deficiency in me, despite I have done so much compilation of literatures. What is that lacking? And how does Nārada Muni respond? Let's hear. Preeti, you want to read verse number 8, translation?
Hare Krishna. Śrī Nārada said, you have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of personality of Godhead. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless.
Thank you so much. Amazing. So Nārada Muni comes to the point straight. He's as soon as Vyasadeva asks in the verse number 7, he responds straight to the point. You have not actually broadcasted the sublime and spotless glories of personality of Godhead. You have not glorified directly Lord in all your compilation. You have not glorified devotional service, and that's why there is a dissatisfaction in the heart. It is mentioned here, the philosophy which does not satisfy, which does not glorify the Lord, it will not satisfy. It is worthless. That philosophy is worthless, which is not glorifying the Lord. Srila Prabhupada gives beautiful purport this verse. Very nice. He is writing, the living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The soul is part and parcel of super soul. Only when a soul engages in the service of the Lord, only when the living entity is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, then only the living entity can be satisfied. The soul is part and parcel of the Lord. We have seen how the Atma is the Ansh, Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke, how the Atma is the Ansh of Paramatma. Jivere Swarupa hoy, Krishna re Nitya Das. Jivere Swarupa hoy, Krishna re Nitya Das means the Jiva is always an eternal servant. And when a jiva or the soul is not satisfied in glorification of the Lord or in the service of the Lord, there is a dissatisfaction. So Narad Muni points out this straight away. Look at here. Vyasadeva, he is the author, he is the compiler of all the Vedas, and he was dissatisfied. People in today's world follow so many Vedic philosophy, Vedic rituals, and which most of them or many of them would be present in the Vedas. All this puja, archana, vidhi, religious practices, all this is mentioned in the Vedas. They are all being performed by the people in general. But Vyasadeva, who has given all this, he himself was not satisfied by doing all this. He was dissatisfied. And only devotional service or the glories of the Lord was satisfying him. So Prabhupada writes that people who are following these Vedic rituals, puja, archana, vidhi, religious practices, spiritual practices, which are even mentioned in the Vedas, how can the people in general would be satisfied? Even Vyasadeva himself was not satisfied. So Prabhupada mentions that only direct glorification of Krishna will satisfy people. And that's why we see लोग इतना पूजा इतना ये अपनी अपनी तरीके से करते हैं. They will do it in their own way, or sometimes they say, but it is mentioned in the Shastra. हमारे पुराण में तो ये लिखा है, हमारे शास्त्र में तो ये लिखा है, हमने ये सीखा है. It is sorry, some disturbance is there. Uh, let me mute. Jai Siya Ram, whoever is that, I'm muting. Sorry, there is some disturbance coming. Where was I? Yes. How here we see that even Vyasadeva himself giving all this knowledge in the Vedas is not satisfied. How people performing different religious principles, different sacrifices, different puja, archana vidhis, they can never be satisfied. ठीक है, थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा, थोड़ा पूजा कर दिया, something little bit here and there they will feel, but the complete satisfaction in the heart, just like Vyasadeva didn't have, without glorifying the Lord directly, a people in general of this world will not have that satisfaction. That is why Krishna's direct glorification is required, which we learn from this verse. Krishna Katha must happen. Krishna ke naam, gun, rupa, leela, all this. Krishna's reciprocation with the devotees, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's activities, Krishna's glorious pastimes must be discussed amongst the devotees. And that is the only thing that gives satisfaction in the heart. That is the ultimate, topmost level of bhakti in the spiritual path. That is what we learn from this. And Narad Muni points out that straight away to Vyasadeva, okay, that because you have given everything, but direct glorification is not done. That's why the dissatisfaction is there. Let's move to verse number 9 and let's see how Narad Muni continues to instruct Vyasadeva. Puja Mataji, you want to read number 9?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Canto 1, Chapter 5, text number 9. Although great sage, you have very broadly described the 4 principles beginning with religious performances. You have not described the glories of the personality, Supreme Personality, Vasudeva.
Vasudev, yes. Very nice. Thank you so much. So here, Narad Muni continues his response that you have described the four principles. What are the four principles? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So here it is said, the beginning with the religious principles, religious performances, which is Dharma. Then Artha means economic development. Kama, sense gratification. Moksha means liberation. So all four things were described in the scriptures, but devotional service was not described. So Prabhupada writes, explains in the purport that devotional service or bhakti is the Pancham Purushartha. This is called the four Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. We have heard many, many times Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, but they are inferior. Bhakti is the Panchama Purushartha, is the fifth principle, which is higher than all four. And that is the topmost, which is mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Prabhupada writes here in this purport, very, very important point, that no one in this world can be substantially happy without doing this fifth Pancham Purusha, without following this path of bhakti. People who do these four Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, religious principle, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, they may be little bit happy, they may feel little bit of satisfaction living in this world, but complete satisfaction, complete happiness, they can't get without. Only that is possible by bhakti. Without that, it's not possible. There is a difference between material happiness and spiritual happiness. There is a big difference. कई लोग बोलते हैं ना, हम अच्छे से जिंदगी जीते हैं, we are happy, I am satisfied, I am living my life nicely. Why do I need to chant? Why do I need to come to the temple? मुझे भगवत गीता भागवतम पढ़ने का क्या जरूरत है? मैं तो अपनी लाइफ, मैं किसी का बुरा नहीं करता, अच्छे से आराम से जीता हूँ. What is wrong in that? Prabhupada says here, there is a difference between spiritual happiness and material happiness. Thoda bahut happiness is not complete satisfaction. It's a vast difference. What is the difference? Material happiness has beginning and an end. कोई भी material happiness, if someone says, I am happy going on a holiday, I am going here on a vacation, I am happy, what does that mean? That has a beginning and an end. थोड़ा टाइम अच्छा लगता है, उसके बाद खत्म होता है. People go out for dinner or they go and meet someone, they are happy for some time, but that happiness ends after some time. So material happiness has a beginning and an end, but spiritual happiness is eternal. Spiritual happiness is eternal. Second difference between material happiness and spiritual happiness is material happiness is very shallow. Just thoda happiness ka touch hai, that is not complete happiness. But spiritual happiness is transcendental. It is called bliss. Blissful, ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, blissful, that is a transcendental spiritual bliss. It is very deep. It is compared कि अगर आप बीच पे जाते हैं, if we go on a beach and if we stand in the water where the water is right up to our feet or our knees, so that is called material happiness. The water, we are just touching the water little bit, अपना feet पानी में है. But spiritual happiness is we are diving in the ocean. That's how much blissful experience we can have. So there is a difference between material and spiritual happiness. Material happiness depends on external things. यहाँ की जो भौतिक खुशियां होती है, people think that we are happy, that is depending on external things. And external things are there, they might be feeling happy. वो चला जाएगा, they might be sad. But spiritual happiness is not based on external things. Spiritual happiness is internal. Transcendental. That's why we see, हम देखते हैं ना कितने महाराज लोग से, even Amog Leela Prabhu, how many he's so jumping, dancing in the kirtan, so energetic. You watch his videos on YouTube, he's always happy jumping. He has nothing, ना family है, ना finance है, ना car है, ना घर है, कुछ नहीं है. All what he has is one suitcase, 7 kilo cabin luggage का bag होता है. That's all what these brahmacharis are allowed to carry. Maharajas, sannyasis, that's all they have. The spiritual people, they basic few dhoti, kurta, their personal kits, and that's all they have. No bank balance, no house, no big bungalows or cars and families and relatives and nothing, but they are happy. You see, they will be jumping and dancing in the kirtan, singing, so confident, they will be showing the full bliss. But people who have car, people who have big houses, people who have big positions at work, but they are stressed. They have anxiety. Why? Because there is a difference between material happiness and spiritual happiness, and this is what being uh, pointed out in this particular verse, that the four dharma artha kama moksha is giving only tiny bit of satisfaction or little bit of happiness, which is also material, but spiritual happiness is pancham purusha bhakti se milega. That is what we learn from verse number 9. Let's, with the interest of time, move to verse number 10. Rohit Prabhu, verse number 10.
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there.
Thank you so much, Rohit Prabhu. The words, look what Nārada Muni continues saying to him. The words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, they are like a place for pilgrimage for the crows. You know, जैसे नारद मुनि ने start किया बोलना, initially he glorified. You have done great work. He appreciates Vyasadeva. You have done him, but now he is telling, what the words which are not being used for glorification of the Lord, they are like a pilgrimage for the crows. Srila Prabhupada writes in this purport, he explains nicely that crows and swans, they don't flock together. They are hamsa. हम बोलते हैं ना hamsa, crows and swans, they do not flock together. They have very different mindset. Swan goes where the water is very clear, beautiful. Lotus would be coming from that crystal clear water. They stay in a very pure and clean place. They are like that's why they are called Hamsa, or the spiritual people. They are called Paramhamsa. Paramhamsa, Sachinanda, like there are different names. Why? Because they are very clean. They go for very pure things, and they discuss the glories of Krishna. They are the Paramhamsas. But crows, we know where crows goes, especially in Melbourne. We know wherever there is some leftover food is there, some bin is open, the crows go there. They flock around dead bodies, the rubbish, wherever there is bad things, rotten things. They are always looking for food. So that's how the crows are there. Here, the analogy, it's mentioned that the words which are not used for the glorification of the Lord, it's it's the place of pilgrimage for the crows. So, very nicely, Prabhupada points out in the purport that even in the scriptures, वेदास में शास्त्रों में, even in the scriptures, जैसे कर्म कांडी फिलोसॉफी है, that if you do this you will get this, if you do सुख संपत्ति आएगा, अच्छी वाइफ मिलेगी, अच्छा हस्बैंड मिलेगा, आपके फ्लरिश होगा, all these things are there. But even in the scriptures, if there are things which are mentioned for sense gratification and not for glorification of the Lord, they are like a refused. For example, crows, they will go for the leftover refused food. जो waste होता है वहां पे crows आएंगे. In the same way, the people who are attracted to this sense gratification words from the scriptures, they are like crows. They are the waste. Why they are waste? Because spiritual people, they don't go. They don't go for sense gratification. They don't go for sukh sampatti. They don't go for all this flourishness. They go for pure bhakti. So they are the best. Even in the scriptures, whatever is mentioned for bodily comfort, it is Prabhupada used the word, they are decoration for the dead body. They are the decoration for dead body. Why dead body? Because this body is dead anyway. The soul inside is living entity. The body, ये अर्थ वाटर एयर फायर से बना है, पंचभूत महाभूत से बना है, ये body, this body is dead anyway. The soul is the living life force inside our body. So whatever is mentioned for the bodily comfort, for the bodily sense gratification, that is all waste. And that's why it is said, this is a pilgrimage for the crows. But the swans, the intelligent, the clean, pure, Paramhamsa, they always go for the soul, the bhakti, which is mentioned in the scriptures. So that is what Nārada Muni is pointing out here. All the things that is mentioned in the scriptures, if they are for temporary and material benefit, that is for the dead body, that is a refuse, that is a waste. But the glorification of the Lord is for the swans. That is the only thing which is pure. That's and glorification of the Lord, it is said in the translation, that can sanctify the atmosphere, that can purify. जहाँ पे भी कृष्ण कथा होता है, that place can be purified. Here it is said that is enough to sanctify whole universe. That is enough to sanctify whole universe. We learn from this verse, कि जहाँ पे भी कृष्ण कथा होता है, that place, becomes purified. We should aim कि हमारे घर पे भी कभी कृष्ण कीर्तन हो, हमारे घर पे भी कभी कृष्ण कथा हो, where we invite devotees, we do kirtan and we read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in the association of devotees, so our home also becomes a purified place, not the place for pilgrimage of crows, but for Paramhamsas. So we can learn from this verse about importance of Krishna Katha into our own homes, into our own mind, because it becomes purified. All right, let's move to next one. योगेश प्रभु आपके पास है नंबर कहाँ पे आए हम 11?
Yes, Prabhuji. 11. On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc., of the unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation, full of transcendental words, directed towards bringing about a revolution in the impious life of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men, are thoroughly honest.
Thank you, Yogesh Prabhu. So here it is said, on the other hand. On the other hand means what Narad Muni did, पहले तो pilgrimage for crows. So what is existing, जिसमें glorification of the Lord नहीं है, उसका problem बताया कि how that is a waste, that is refuse, that is a pilgrimage for crows. So whatever is there, it's a waste, it's not good. Now, on the other hand, that's how Narad Muni starts. On the other hand, glorification of the Lord, what is good about it? So दोनों साइड से पहले ये तो option is not good, but what is the good option? He is showing both of them. First, he points out the problem. What is the problem in the existing compilation? And then he explains what is the benefit. What are the benefits of the glorification of the Lord? Very expertly, Narad Muni is answering Vyasadeva's questions. And Prabhupada gives amazing purport in this one. Almost 3 pages, 2.5 pages of purports Prabhupada write. I want someone to record this purport, read out nicely, record it and post in our group. Whoever can do after our session finishes, you can do. But very nicely, clearly, loudly, without any disturbances, record, read out, record and post in the group. Prabhupada gives many, many important things in this one. Srila Prabhupada tells that how a lotus flower grows in the filthy, muddy place. हम हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं कीचड़ में ही कमल खिलता है. In a very filthy, muddy place, the lotus flower grows. Another analogy Prabhupada gives is how gold comes from the gold mines. Mining, if you know mining, it's very muddy, very dirty, very filthy place, but the gold comes out from there. So all these analogies Prabhupada gives to let people know that the great people, they always pick up the best from the West. In the same way, all of us, we should pick up this best message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from this polluted world. The world has gone very messy. There are a lot of problems in the world, lot of bad things are going around. But just like from all the dirty places, from all the dirty gold mines, the gold expert person will take the gold out. How in the filthy, dirty place, the lotus flower is being taken. The smart people, they take best from the West. In the same way, all of us should take up this message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and then spread. That will create. Translation में देखो क्या लिखा है. This message will bring revolution to the impious lives of the world. It brings a revolution in the whole world. This message, picking up this message, the whole world in a very terrible situation. Just think, kitna coals, Woolworth, we go here, there, everywhere there is meat being served. The world is in a very bad, so many slaughterhouses. Hum dekhte nahi hai. We just drive a car. But there are so many thousands and millions of cows and animals are being killed every single minute. And to supply all these restaurants and all these chains. And this is just a one aspect. Other than that, everything is polluted. The rivers are polluted. The people's mind are polluted. The systems are polluted, corrupted. Everything has gone wrong. Just imagine the cow which has given milk whole life. As soon as the cow stops giving milk, they send it to slaughterhouse and put it in the burger, and then they advertise big banners. This only $2.95 and $3.95 for a lunch, and so bad. But what Prabhupada writes, as an expert man, just pick up the message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and spread it around. It will definitely revolutionize the whole world. It will change the impious world. It will bring the revolution. Just see what is where the world is. Different countries fighting for a small piece of land. They send missiles and bombs and killing thousands of soldiers. Hundreds and thousands of families are suffering. Millions of people are starving because of the war. But Prabhupada writes in this purport, not everyone will be able to take up this Bhagavatam, but some intelligent people, only few, some intelligent people will take up this message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and spread it around. The whole world can be revolutionized. It will be changed. So I request you again, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, from this purport, that take up this message seriously. Take up the message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and understand it, study it nicely, and then spread it around. And we have in our hands how to make this world a better place. All we have to do is assist Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has a vision to change this whole world. All this nonsense, rubbish thing going on, it can be changed only if some intelligent people take up this message and spread it around. Very nice verse. Someone please volunteer after we finish this session. All right, with the interest of time, let's do number 12. Satish Prabhu, you want to read?
Yeah, sure. Hare Krishna, everyone. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of a conception of infallible God. What, then, is the use of fruitive activities which are naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature, if they are not utilized for the devotional service of the Lord?
Thank you so much. So same theme continues, that not only ordinary literature, Prabhupada writes that there are hundreds and thousands of books available in the market. You go to the bookstores, there are so many books. You go to the libraries, there are thousands of books, so many authors, so many different chapters and compilations and books published and printed. But the problems of this world are not sorted. The world still remains a horrible place. So not only ordinary literatures, but ordinary books and literatures, they are condemned, but also the scriptures, also those sections of the Shastra which do not glorify the Lord and devotional service, they are also useless. Prabhupada is saying, what about all this karma kanda, personal desire, personal motivation, sense gratification? If I do this, I will get more money. If I do this sacrifice, मैं इतना भोग चढ़ाऊंगी तो मुझे ये प्रसन्न हो जाएंगे और मुझे ये मिल जाएगा. All these things, Prabhupada says, it's all unfit. It is not for the benefit of the welfare of the people of this world, because everything material will give a pain at the end. एक दिन आएगा जब सब कुछ छोड़ के जाना है. People worship so many devi devatas and do so many pujas to get some material benefit. Why? One day will come, everything we have to leave. But bhakti is our eternal asset, and bhakti is the ultimate welfare for all of us, as well as for the whole humanity. And that is what mentioned in this. One more verse, quickly we'll do 13 and then we'll stop today. Anu Mataji, you have book number 13 translation.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. O Vasudeva, your vision is completely perfect. Your good fame is spotless. You are firm in vow and situated truthfulness, and thus you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for the liberation of the people in general form from all material bondage.
Very amazing. Look what Nārada Muni says. Oh Vyāsadeva, your vision is completely perfect. Your good fame is spotless. Nārada Muni glorifies Vyāsadeva again. If you remember, yesterday Nārada Muni started appreciating and glorifying. Yesterday, today, he said this is like a pilgrimage for crows, what you have done. And now again he appreciates. You are completely perfect here. So Nārada Muni teaches us the perfect way how to give a feedback to others. If we want to give a feedback to someone, if we want to correct, even at workplace, even our employee, even the kids, even our colleague, Nārada Muni shows the way. It's called a sandwich feedback, where you start with glorifying, you end with glorifying, and बीच में जो भी correction है वो डाल देने का. But first you glorify, oh, you are amazing, you did amazing work, so much, so good. But if you do this, it is better because this is not right. But let me tell you, this is amazing. I mean, it's called a sandwich feedback. And Nārada Muni uses this, you see, appreciating, then correcting, and then appreciating again. Srila Prabhupada again continues the same, that there are thousands of books available in big libraries and everywhere, but it's not solving the problem because the spirituality is missing. The spiritual spark is missing in all this. And hence, just because of that, Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita. Vyasadeva compiled Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nārada Muni instructed Vyasadeva. Prabhupada translated Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for everyone. Why? To bring peace, harmony, happiness, and satisfaction in the society. Without that, it's not possible. People are putting those things away and trying the four Purusharth, and that's why there is a lot of problems in this world. If you just observe what is going on in this world. But if people in general take up this message which is given in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna, by Vyasadeva, in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the instructions of Nārada Muni, by Srila Prabhupada, then it will bring the peace, harmony, satisfaction in this whole world. And that is what message coming out from today's section. Thank you so much. I will pause here. So we will start from verse number 14. Any questions? I think Aruna Mataji raised a hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is, as we mentioned, spiritual bliss is, of course, definitely better. But why don't we feel it? And if people can be practicing for long years, but spiritual bliss is not felt, especially not all the time. So it seems like it has got the beginning and end as well. Sometimes while we are chanting, we can feel a little bit of like a blink of that, but not like persistent. So how we, A, how do we get it? B, if it is similar to the material happiness, like, it has got the beginning and end, then how do we differentiate? Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. You are a doctor, Mataji. You know this very well, that when someone is in a diseased condition, I think Prabhupada gives the example of jab kadwa ki jaundice, where sugar tastes bitter.
Yes, Prabhu. Jaundice.
So is that jaundice? Is that right?
Yes, Prabhu, that's jaundice.
So jaundice, Prabhupada gives the example, even if someone is giving the sugar candy, it tastes bitter. But what the solution is, a person keeps on taking, and when person is out of the diseased condition, then sugar will actually taste sweeter. In the same way, we are all conditioned soul. Millions of lifetimes we have been materially thinking, material sense gratification, mindset, material, everything we are doing for our personal sense gratification. So we are in a diseased condition, and that's why we are not feeling this spiritual bliss. But if we keep on taking it, just like the solution, the cure for the jaundice is taking sugar candy, and eventually we keep on taking, and then eventually we will feel that bliss. And what was your second question, Mataji?
Like it seems like it has got the beginning and end, प्रभु. जैसे sometime हम chanting कर रहे होते हैं तो थोड़ा सा feel होता है कि हाँ, you know, like जैसे
हाँ.
नारद जी को feel हुआ उनके birth में, एक बारी लगा, then he was hankering for Krishna's.
Yes,
And
exactly.
he never got it again. He had to end his life. So
Correct. Yeah. So in our life also we get this glimpse. Spiritual, एक दिन chanting बहुत अच्छा लगता है, फिर बाकी का एक महीना chanting boring लगता है. You know, sometimes we read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam or we meet devotees, we feel so good, but then other times we may not be feeling that good. But that glimpses in our life is Krishna's blessings. Krishna, just like Parikshit Maharaj also, Krishna gave him a glimpse, darshan, and then he was looking for